Hey everybody, how's it going today? And welcome to the first Codec calls with me, MGS Poner, and I have Oxxykitten with me.
Hi, MGS. How are you?
Doing good. Today, basically, we're just going to be talking about some random gaming news and whatnot. Some stuff y'all might have heard about, other stuff you might not have. So, we're kind of going to just jump into some different things and talk about some different stuff. And yeah, so I think it'll be a lot of fun. One of the things that we definitely wanted to mention was, of course, the Borderlands 3 gameplay reveal. Um, so it looks amazing.
Yes, I'm so excited for this.
It looks great. I mean, all the new mechanics they've added from being able to slide to, I mean, Zane. Who, who's not going to play Zane?
I'm gonna play Zane.
I think everybody's going to be playing Zane. I mean, you can have two active skills on with Zane. His mechanical bird, for lack of a better word, you can basically point who you want it to attack. I mean, it's going to be crazy. His shield, his barrier he can throw up, basically it becomes almost like Volt's shield from Warframe. You throw it up and you can shoot through it and it will add elemental damage to it. And then you can also throw a digiclone, which you can teleport to, similar to Loki's switch teleport with his decoy that he was able to do. So, before it was patched back in the day. So, I mean, it's looking really, really good.
Yeah, I'm really excited for the lost and found loot locker that we're gonna have.
Yeah, if you don't pick up something by chance while you're out exploring and stuff, it will be given to you when you get back to
When
Sanctuary 3.
yeah,
So that's really cool. I definitely agree. I'm glad they added that for sure. Um, I mean, there's a lot, to be honest with you. The overall graphics have definitely been improved, but it still has that Borderlands feel to it, that cell shade feel to it. But it looks better.
see the thing
It doesn't
is,
look as grimy, I guess.
yeah, like Borderlands, how they shell shade is like I can. It's just more. I just something about it is just more distinguished from anything else.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
And you just know it's kind of like Fallout. It's just like it just has that feel to it. You just know the difference between an Elder Scrolls game and a Fallout game because it just has that feel. I don't know.
Yeah, the art style definitely is slightly different between the two, and you can tell them apart. I mean, art style and of course, gameplay wise, they are kind of similar gameplay wise, but they're obviously very different as well with the VATs and with obviously guns versus just swords and bows. Um, so one of the other things that I think we should definitely touch on is the new PlayStation Plus games for May. They will be dropping on Tuesday coming up, which looks like it is the 7th. So the 7th of May is when these two new PlayStation 4 Plus games are dropping, and they are Overcooked and What Remains of Edith Finch. I've not had a chance to play What Remains of Edith Finch myself personally. I don't know if you have, Oxy.
No, not personally, but I think Sammy Shortcake might have played it. It's
Okay.
a spooky game.
Okay. All right. So it's kind of like an adventure game, or is it a platformer, or what?
I'm not necessarily sure, to be honest with you.
Okay. I'm not super familiar with that game myself either, to be completely honest with you. So it's definitely think it's going to be one for me to check out where I'm not familiar with it. I'd like to try a little bit of everything, so give it a whirl, see how it goes. The other one they're giving out free is the first Overcooked game. Now, Oxykitten, I know you are familiar with this series.
Yeah, I thankfully was got into Overcooked. It was on sale. Like I really love cooking games. I love the Cooking Mama series. I like the Papa Louie games, the Flash games. I just like the fast-paced diner making food games. And we saw that on the PlayStation Store, super cheap, played it, and I just fell in love with it. It's chaos.
I tried to play it with you, I recall, and I was like, fuck this. This is the most stressful thing I've ever done in my entire existence, ever. Like, this is just way too much. Why is all this going on? Why are there birds inside of this restaurant that are taking my entrees before I can deliver them? Why? So, it is very fun. It's just very stressful. Now, the first one is only 4 players split screen. It does not have online, if I recall correctly. No. The second one did add online. So if you like the first Overcooked one, you get it on the 7th, which I definitely recommend trying it because it is fun, just way too stressful for no reason. If you end up liking it, definitely check out the second one. You can play it online with people. It makes it a hell of a lot easier and a lot more fun.
Yes. It's a great party game.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely a great party game. I could see that being very fun with a bunch of friends, just kind of bullshitting. Yeah, definitely. Okay, so something else that we should definitely talk about that I don't think a lot of people are actually talking about is the new Fallout 76 patch that's coming out here soon, patch 9.
Yes.
Now, Oxy, I know you've familiarized yourself with this quite a bit, but from my understanding, they're adding player vending machines and then something that you personally are very excited about, and I think our viewers might be pretty excited about as well, and that would be what now?
Oh, the display cases.
Yes.
Yes. Because you know how, if you're familiar with Fallout 76, when you drop anything in the world, it goes in that nasty, brown paper bag. And if you played the series, you love picking up items, displaying it, throwing them. The funny thing is just throwing them, putting up, your gnomes, your jangles, monkeys everywhere, and there wasn't any way to really display your personal items in this game, and not in the release of patch 9, but in the couple weeks after, because they're trying to tweak some things. They're going to have display cases so you can put your favorite weapons, armor, bobbleheads on display. So I'm really excited because that's going to make your camp feel more at home and, I guess, flex on people. Is more or less what you can do with it. Like, look what I got.
Yeah, and I mean, that is really cool. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I like the fact that you'll be able to display stuff. Now, they said that was going to be getting added the coming weeks after patch 9 drops.
Yes, correct. So it's going to be soon. I would say
maybe
at the end of May, beginning of June.
Okay, that's what I was going to say was probably around that time frame.
Yes, and you can find this on Bethesda.net under the Fallout 76.
Okay.
So this is on their page.
All right, awesome. So hopefully the time frame we're looking at doesn't change, and maybe even a little sooner, because I'd really like to show off some of the stuff I have, and that might get me to play a little bit more where I can actually show off what I find.
Correct.
So the other thing is the player vending machines, as I mentioned. Now, from my understanding, you will build this vending machine. You put the items you want in said vending machine, and then you will show up on the map for all to see. People can come there and then purchase the things you have for sale.
Yes. You can go into your stash, and you can go from your stash to determine what you want to sell at your vending machines. And there will be a vending machine icon that will be posted beside your item, so you can tell the difference between what you actually have and what you're selling. You'll have a icon on the world map that'll pop up on you. If you're wanted, however, they will not put it on, so they'll put one for you. So that'll prevent, you actually, if you're just wanting to kill people, they won't come to your vending machines thinking that you're selling something and not get popped. So that's their anti-grief method for that. There is going to be a 10% fee, so they want to try to balance the economy somehow, so they're taking a good, 10% of your earnings there.
I mean, 10% isn't too horrible, though. I mean, people will just end up charging 10% more than what they were going to sell it for, and it'll end up balancing out. That's not too bad. It could be a lot worse.
Yeah.
So, something else that I'm sure everybody is talking about on the internet still is the PlayStation 5. Now, of course, Sony has come forward and said that we won't be seeing it before March of 2020. Like, it's just not happening before March of 2020. We won't be seeing it, so don't get your hopes up, unfortunately. But other things they have said when they had their exclusive showing with Wired.com was they talked about some of the specs that are on it. And I actually have this article pulled up right now. And in this article here, they talk about it having a solid state drive and doing 8K native. Now,
will the common consumer even be able to actually have something that will truly run 8K? Because people nowadays, yes, we have a 4K PS4 Pro, we have 4K televisions, but are we truly running it in 4K?
That's what I was going to say, is the majority of the consoles, to be honest, like the PS4 and the Xbox One, 4K is up for debate. I'm going to be honest with you. Yes, you can see a difference between it and 1080, but is it true 4K? It's kind of like when the first HD TVs came out. You know, we had composite, we had composite, and then we had HDMI, and you know, composite was still good, but HDMI was a bit better. It was true, not just upscaled. And
that was back in the days.
Yeah,
that
so,
took me back.
I mean, it's kind of one of those things that, like, yeah, 8K is going to be native on it, and a lot of people won't be able to use it, but it's still going to look a hell of a lot better than what we have right now. But the solid state is what I'm excited about. I mean, they were talking about, like, so they had Spider-Man running on a PS4 Pro at this thing, and they showed a fast travel. Let's see here. Let me find the exact thing here. I want to say he said it took 8 seconds for the load screen on a fast travel on a PS4 Pro. And then on the PS5 that they had there, it was like not even a second. Like, it was ridiculous, like how fast it was for that load screen. Like, it was basically non-existent. And so that solid state is what I'm really excited about on the PlayStation 5.
Okay, so, you know, a lot of people take the opportunity for load screens, though, to put hints, tips, tricks, though, and display, you know, some artwork. What do you think that's going to happen to that then? Do you think tutorials are going to be different now? Do you think UI is going to be different if the loading screens are going to be non-existent between entering from a door to a building, you know?
As far as stuff like that goes, I don't think we're really going to have minor load screens anymore like that. I mean, we don't even really see that a whole lot anymore in gaming now, unless we're going from one big area to another big area.
Yeah.
But I think as far as stuff like that goes, it will just be listed in the menu.
I understand that.
It'll just be listed in the menu. Or it will be some kind of option where you, depending on the situation you're in, you can hit pause and then hit hints, or have an assist come on where it will kind of like show you how to get around this, like highlight an item, maybe something like that. I don't know. It might be on screen. You know what I'm saying? A more on screen thing than like a message that pops up. Like, a lot of games already do that as well, like Gears of War and stuff like that. A lot of third-person games do that even constantly throughout the game. When you're up against something you can interact with, it shows you the prompt.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like you have those tutorials all throughout the game. You never forget how to do what you were doing because it constantly prompts you. But it's done in such a streamlined way that it doesn't really break the immersion a whole lot, in my opinion, at least. So, but, well, that about wraps it up for the first ever Codec calls with me, MGS Poner, and I want to thank Oxxykitten for joining me. We will be your regular hosts. And don't forget to check out Oxxykitten on Twitch, and that's twitch.tv/Oxxykitten. And I hope y'all have a great day, and we will see y'all next time. Peace out.
Bye.